Murmur. A 72-year-old male presents with exertional dyspnea, chest pain, and syncope. On auscultation, a harsh systolic ejection murmur is heard at the right upper sternal border, radiating to the carotids. Which of the following best describes the characteristics of this murmur? A. Systolic ejection murmur, crescendo-decrescendo pattern, best heard at the right second intercostal space, radiates to the carotids. B. Holosystolic murmur, best heard at the apex, radiating to the axilla. Diastolic blowing murmur, best heard at the left lower sternal border. Continuous murmur, best heard at the left infraclavicular area. Correct answer, A. Systolic ejection murmur, crescendo-decrescendo pattern, best heard at the right second intercostal space, radiates to the carotids. Aortic stenosis, AS, is characterized by narrowing of the aortic valve, causing turbulent blood flow during systole. Murmur description: systolic ejection murmur, mid-systolic, not holosystolic. Crescendo-decrescendo pattern, increases and then decreases in intensity. Best heard at the right upper sternal border, second intercostal space. Radiates to the carotids due to high-pressure turbulent flow into the aorta. Additional findings: pulsus parvus et tardus, weak and delayed carotid upstroke. Severe cases, S4 heart sound due to left ventricular hypertrophy. Why not the other answers? B. Holosystolic murmur, best heard at the apex, radiating to the axilla. Incorrect. This describes mitral regurgitation, MR. MR produces a holosystolic pansystolic murmur, meaning it is heard throughout systole without variation in intensity. Best heard at the apex, left fifth intercostal space, midclavicular line, and radiates to the axilla. Common causes: mitral valve prolapse, left ventricular dilation, ischemic heart disease. Diastolic blowing murmur, best heard at the left lower sternal border. Incorrect. This describes aortic regurgitation. AR causes a diastolic murmur, not systolic. Blowing, decrescendo murmur heard immediately after S2 early diastole, best heard at the left lower sternal border, Erb's point, third, fourth intercostal space. Common causes: aortic root dilation, Marfan syndrome, bicuspid aortic valve. D. Continuous murmur, best heard at the left infraclavicular area. Incorrect. This describes patent ductus arteriosus. PDA produces a continuous machinery murmur, heard in both systole and diastole. Best heard at the left infraclavicular region, near the pulmonary area. Common causes: congenital PDA, rubella infection during pregnancy. Key takeaways: aortic stenosis murmur is a systolic ejection murmur with a crescendo-decrescendo pattern, best heard at the right upper sternal border, and radiates to the carotids. Other murmurs, mitral regurgitation, aortic regurgitation, PDA, have different locations, timing, and radiation patterns. Would you like